Hi, ma'am. Your full name and date of birth?
Nicole Cho.
Did you say 4? Okay. So you've got 3 separate cases here today. So I'm going to start with the new matter that just came in. This will be a new charge that's going to be in Superior Court. This is 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs. That's a Class 4 felony with the offense date of September 22nd. In your case, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You have a status conference set on September 27 at 8:30, evidentiary hearing September 30 at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing October 1 at 8:30. Those are going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. I do show you're currently on felony release in 2 separate cases. Those are the other matters we have on the calendar here today, which are CR 2022-147379 and CR 2023-117738. Now, in Arizona, if you commit a new felony offense while being on felony release in another matter, Arizona law does require that you be held without bond in the new case, and that's your situation today. Since you were on felony release and probable cause was found in the new case, you are required at this time to be held without bond. So that means you're not eligible for release on that charge. And that is why we set the evidentiary hearing for you. That's the court date I'm required to set here today in order to allow the court to review those release conditions. Mm-hmm. So if you were to continue to be held without bond, they would have to make some additional legal findings. So your other 2 cases here, like I said, are those open felony matters. They're both here because a bench warrant was issued for a failure to appear. Looks like it was issued after prosecution was resumed in both cases. In other words, you were in the diversion program. They're both active now. So in each of those matters, you have a status conference now on October 1st at 8:30 a.m., still at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court, and the bonds in each warrant have been affirmed. Each of those has a $500 secured appearance bond. Okay?
Yeah, when they set that warrant, I was in rehab, so.
Yeah. Your main hold here today, and the reason that I even set the bonds in the other matters, since they were issued after prosecution was reinstated, is because you're non-bondable in the first case.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to your attorney about your release conditions, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, Joshua Ammon and Duran White will be up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Joshua Robert Ammon, 9.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. That is a Class 3 felony. 1 count of disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, both of which have an offense date of September 21, so yesterday. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed in this matter. You do have a status conference currently set on September 27, preliminary hearing October 1st, both at 8:30 a.m. Those are going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, you are going to have a bond in this case, given the very serious nature of the charge that you are here for, and I did consider that you do have fairly limited criminal history. You do have a $50,000 secured appearance bond. If you post bond and you are released from custody, it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. You'd also have electronic monitoring installed prior to your release from this facility. That is being put in place because you're going to have orders here that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, you are not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, even if the victim contacts you first. You are not to possess any weapons while on release, and if you were previously residing with the victim, that does mean you need to find an alternate residence. If you need to return there because you have personal items still present at the house, you can only do that using a civil standby. That's done by contacting local law enforcement in order to schedule. And I'll just give you a warning that a violation of a no victim contact order in a criminal release order could constitute aggravated harassment. That's a Class 6 felony. If you come in here on a new felony offense while being on felony release, you would be non-bondable at that point. Any questions regarding any of this information?
When did you say my court date was?
Your next court date is going to be, I believe, it's September 27th. September 27th, and everything will be in the paperwork. Literally everything I went through will be in there for you.
Okay.
Okay? All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and have a seat. For now, we've got Durant White and Antonio Felix up after that. Hi, your full name and date of birth?
Durant White.
Thank you. So you've got 2 separate cases here today. I'll go ahead and start with the warrant that was issued out of the El Mirage Municipal Court. So in that matter, which is their case number TR 2020-22, you have a arraignment hearing set on October 1st at 8 a.m. That'll be at the El Mirage Municipal Court. The address will be included in your paperwork. The bond in that warrant has been affirmed. That is a $500 secured appearance bond. Now, your second matter that we have here, this is going to be for a Superior Court case. This is for a warrant that was issued for a direct complaint that was filed. It alleges 2 counts of aggravated DUI, both Class 4 felonies, with the offense date of November 23rd of 2022. In this matter, the public defender has been appointed as well. You have a status conference set on September 27th with a preliminary hearing October 1st, both at 8:30, and that's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. Based on my review of your history, which already lists about 11 prior failures to appear, which do include this other case that I just went over, I did affirm the bond that was in the warrant. That's a $1,500 secured appearance bond. Your release conditions are going to include the term that you are not to possess or consume any alcohol, given the nature of your charges. And you'll get all this information here in a moment, but do you have any questions regarding it? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we have Antonio Felix, and then Anthony Cardosco will be up next. Can I state your full name and date of birth?
Antonio Jesus Felix.
All right, thank you, sir. So you have 2 separate cases here. They're actually going to be, looks like out of different, they're out of different justice courts. So I'm going to start with your Agua Fria Justice Court matter. This is in their case number JC 2018-111432. In that matter, you now have a arraignment hearing set on September 24th at 8:30, and that's going to be at the Agua Fria Justice Court. This is now the 7th post-adjudication warrant issued in this matter, so I am going to be affirming the bond in the warrant. You have a $545 secured appearance bond. Because I did set bonds in both of these matters that you have here, I did appoint counsel to represent you for that issue as required pursuant to Rule 6.1. Your second case we have here is going to be out of the Country Meadows Justice Court. That's in their case number JC 2017-106991. This is another matter where you have a post-adjudication warrant, in other words, a failure to comply, failure to pay warrant, and it is multiple warrants issued in this matter too. So your arraignment hearing September 24th at 8:30, and the bond in the warrant's been affirmed, which is a $545 secured appearance bond, so same amount in both matters. You'll get that information here in just a second. We're going to give you all the paperwork, but do you have any questions regarding it? All right, go and step over. You go and pick up that paperwork so you can have a seat. We have Anthony Cardosco, and then Marcela Perez will be up after that, or Maricela.
Good evening,
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Anthony Michael Cordasco.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a probation violation warrant. In your matter, there was a petition to revoke filed, looks like back in February, that alleges a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation terms. So the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. A revocation arraignment hearing is set on September 30th at 8:30 a.m. That'll be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix.
Okay.
It is a probation warrant, so I have affirmed a bond in there. That is a $750 secured appearance bond.
Okay.
Now, if you do post bond and you are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by all terms, and that does include contacting probation within 72 hours
Okay.
of your release from any facility.
Okay.
So you'll get that information here in just a moment, but do you have any questions regarding
Well,
it?
is there any way I know it can lower the bond? I just bought a house with my wife way out in Florence, and that's part of the reason why, there's the miscommunication error. I have $350 that I can to post the bond, but anything extra, and I'm we have no more money after that.
Did you bring $350 in cash in?
She has it at the house, yes, it's in
Okay.
cash.
I can switch this to, because right now you have a secured appearance bond. So I can switch it to, lower it to $350, but that's going to switch to a cash bond then, which, you'd have to post that full amount. And that might be what you were planning on doing anyway, but
Yeah, $350 cash?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that-
willing to do that if you want to go ahead and do a cash bond instead.
Sure, that'll work, yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll go ahead and change those release conditions to reflect that. So we'll have to reprint out your paperwork here, but any other questions that you have before you
No, ma'am,
head back
I
over?
do appreciate you.
All right, if you go ahead and go ahead and head over there, we'll get your paperwork out to you in a moment. All right, that's been
I
signed
would
again.
like to start off saying something.
Ms. Perez, I'm going to go ahead and give you your information, and then I'll give you an opportunity to speak, but I get to
Okay.
speak first.
Okay,
All
thank
right?
you.
Go ahead and state your full name and date of birth.
Marcela Perez.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a bench warrant that was issued. It is for a failure to appear in CR 2024-129901. So in that matter, you have a status conference set on September 27th. With that preliminary hearing, October 1, that's at 8:30, that's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I do show you were previously released to pretrial services prior to that failure to appear warrant being issued back in July. The bond in the warrant has been affirmed, which is a $500 secured appearance bond. You've also been ordered here that you are still not to return to the scene of any offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. I did tell you I'd give an opportunity for you to speak, and I can go ahead and do that now.
Okay, Back in the year 2001, I got my butt kicked by several, like 70 cops.
No.
I just wanted
If you have something about this case, I'm happy to hear it, but no, we're not doing that.
That's why I went to the truck to go immerse in it. I wanted to confide on someone.
I don't know what you're speaking of.
I
It
wanted
sounds like
to.
something you
I
need to
wanted
talk to your
someone
attorney about.
to take note of what happened to me. A bunch of cops kicked my butt, and I went into the truck back in 2 months ago. I wanted something to be done to the cops that kicked my butt.
All right, that has nothing to do with why you're here today. So at this point, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go and pick up your paperwork. You, of course, can speak with your attorney about anything you believe is relevant to your case. All right, so we have Elijah Greer, and then Samad Muhammad is going to be up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Elijah Greer.
Thank you, sir. So you are here for a warrant that was issued. This is out of the North Mesa Justice Court. Their case number is CR 2022-139100. In this matter, the public defender has been appointed because you are going to have a bond this time. You do have an arraignment hearing set on September 24th at 1 p.m. That'll be at the North Mesa Justice Court. Given the number of warrants that have already been issued in this case, I did affirm the bond that was in their warrant. That's a $500 secured appearance bond. You'll get that information here in just a moment, but do you have any questions about it?
Possibly. What was the charge again? I'm sorry.
The charge in this matter is theft. It's a Class 1 misdemeanor. This has an offense date of October 13 of 2022. So it's a 2022 case number that's out of the North Mesa Justice Court.
Is there a possibility I can be released on my own recognizance?
No, this is now the 5th warrant issued, so that's
Really?
not on the table at all. Yeah.
That's great. Okay. All
All
right.
right. So you do have to post that bond in order to be released. If you do post it, you need to make sure you show up at that September 24th date or another warrant's going to issue.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions?
How long would I be in custody?
Well, at least if you're unable to post the bond.
Yes,
At
ma'am.
least until September 24th. It's the 22nd today. The 24th is when you have your hearing in front of the North Mesa Justice Court. At that point, it's up to them what happens to you. Okay? I'm only seeing you on the warrant. It's actually their case, and the Justice of the Peace out there would make all further determinations regarding your case.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
All right. We have Samad Muhammad, and then Jonathan Nathaniel will be up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Samad Amin Mohammed.
Thank you. So you are here on a new case out of the Goodyear Municipal Court. In this matter, the charge is 1 count of carrying a weapon, failure to admit. That's a Class 1 misdemeanor with the offense date of today, September 22nd. In this matter, you are entitled to court-appointed counsel, since I am going to be setting a bond in this matter that is required pursuant to Rule 6.1, but it is for the limited purpose of representation regarding the bond issue. An arraignment hearing is set on October 2nd at 8:30. That'll be at the Goodyear Municipal Court. You are going to get the address for the court in your paperwork. In this matter, you do have a bond. That's a $500 secured appearance bond. So that is the amount you have to post to be released prior to that next court date you have on October 2nd.
So I have a bond currently right now.
You have a bond right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'd have to be posted prior to release. If you're able to post the bond, then you'd be eligible for release and need to make sure you show up at your court date.
If not, I'm just going straight to court from there or no?
If not, if you're unable to post the bond,
Correct.
then you'd remain in custody and you'd be transported out there to attend the court date.
Okay.
Okay? All right, any other questions regarding that?
May you repeat my court date one more time?
Yeah, of course, October 2nd at 8:30, and it'll be in your paperwork.
Okay.
Everything's in there, date,
All right.
time, location. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, before we have our next matter come in, I do have a DUI warrant, so it is going to be just one moment. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Jonathan Nathaniel,
All right.
Your Honor.
So you are here for two separate matters. The first one is a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, that's a Class 6 felony. That has an offense date of today, September 22nd. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. The court dates you have at this time are a status conference October 7, preliminary hearing October 10, both at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, I am going to be following the PSA recommendation based on the nature of the charge. You are being released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear. You do have a second case here, and this is from a warrant that was issued out of a North Mesa Justice Court case. That's their case number TR 2022-100336. In that matter, they set an arraignment hearing for you on October 10 at 1 p.m. That'll be at the North Mesa Justice Court. The address will be included in your paperwork. This is another post-adjudication warrant. It looks like you actually did show up after the last one, so this is just your second one. You set up some kind of payment plan, which obviously didn't work because they've issued a second warrant here, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to affirm their bond, but I'm going to make this an unsecured appearance bond. So you've got a $150 unsecured appearance bond. What that means is you do not have to post that bond prior to being released today. It's not required for your release. However, if you fail to appear at your next court date, that amount still could be subject to forfeiture. You could end up owing that in addition to whatever else you owe the fine,
Yes,
or
ma'am.
whatever else you owe as fines, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any questions regarding that?
So just so I'm clear, I don't have to post the 150 in order to be bailed out today,
That is
correct?
correct. You do not have to post a bond. It is an unsecured appearance bond.
Yes, ma'am, and you said
Okay.
my dates are the 7th, the 10th, and
I believe that's right, but let me double check.
I'll get paperwork.
Yeah, the 7th and 10th, but you'll get paperwork that'll have everything in it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, so we have Brandon Perez, and then Davidra Bard will be up next. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Brandon Tyler Perez.
Thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges are 1 count of false reporting to law enforcement, a Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of resisting arrest, passive resistance. That's also a Class 1 misdemeanor. Those are the 2 counts I was able to find probable cause on. They did also submit a count for criminal impersonation, which is a Class 6 felony, which I was unable to find probable cause on based on the information I was provided here today. Now, based on the financial information that I show you, or that I show, I don't show that you qualify for court-appointed counsel. If you believe that's incorrect and you should qualify for court-appointed counsel, given your financial situation, I'm happy to hear from you here today. You can always bring that up at your next court date as well. You do, of course, have the right to retain an attorney to represent you in this matter. So you have a status conference set on October 7th with a preliminary hearing October 10th, both at 8:30, and those are going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, based on your otherwise lack of any other criminal history, I am going to be following the PSA recommendation. You are being released on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear. Any questions regarding anything I just went over?
No.
All right, thank you. All right, so we've got Ms. Bard. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Davidra Rochelle Bard, April.
Thank you, ma'am. So you are here for a warrant that was issued. This is for a direct complaint that was filed. It alleges 1 count of taking identity of another, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of theft, Class 4 felony, 1 count of forgery, also a Class 4 felony, with the offense dated December 13 of 2023. So in this matter, the public defender has been appointed to represent you. You have a status conference set on October 7 with a preliminary hearing October 10, both at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. This warrant was issued with the summons, so it's not a failure to appear warrant, although I am concerned about your other offenses that you're currently on probation for, given the similarity in charges. I do recognize you were placed on probation after this date of offense, and I also did read your probation notes, which did indicate that you're at least still in good standing, that you have maintained contact with your probation officer. It is for that reason I'm going to release you here today. You are being released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear. You are still on supervised probation. You still need to abide by all terms of probation. That does include contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. All right? So you'll get this information here in a moment, along with the orders that you're not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, witness, or return to the scene of the offense. Any questions regarding that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So
No.
one step over. We'll get that paperwork to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Yes, Ron.
All right. So your phone.
Humberto Munguia, 10.
Thank you, sir. So you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. So in this matter, there was a petition to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation term.
Yes, ma'am.
The public defender has been appointed to represent you. You have a revocation arraignment hearing set on September 30 at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. Let me talk, sir.
I am.
Okay. So in this matter, based on the fact that they gave you such a low bond, it was just a nominal bond in the warrant, and also based on the fact that it looks like this is your first petition to revoke, in combination with that, I'm going to be releasing you today to appear at that next court date.
Oh, okay, I was hoping that you would, I'm sorry. I've been in the
You're
hospital.
being released on your own recognizance, but you are subject to the supervision of your probation officer. Within 72 hours of your release, you do need to contact probation and otherwise comply with the rest of
That
your
was
term.
the plan.
All right, because if you fail to appear or don't otherwise cooperate and get a supplemental petition, you're
Okay.
probably not going to get that.
Thank you. No, I've been in the hospital. I was planning to do that tomorrow.
Okay. All
I
right,
called
go
the
ahead
police
and-
on myself.
And pick
Thank
up your
you.
paperwork, it'll have all your information
Thank you.
in there. All right, we have Dick Hazen, and then after that, it looks like we have our interpreter matter, that will be Louise Furneaux. Hi, Mr. Hazen, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Dick Allen Hazen.
Thank you, sir. So you are here for a warrant that was issued out of the Ironwood Justice Court. Their case number is TR 2019-159017. So in this matter, they've set an arraignment hearing for you on October 10th at 9 a.m. That'll be at the Ironwood Justice Court. This is a failure to comply, failure to pay warrant, so it is a post-adjudication warrant. So for that reason, and given the fact that this is just a traffic offense, I am going to be releasing you on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear at all future court dates. It does look like you might have attempted to make some progress in paying this before. You just need to try and set up some kind of plan again, because it looks like you have a pretty hefty fine there.
Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
Any questions regarding that?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.